call this meeting to order. San Juan EDC, Tuesday, March 4th, 2025, 6 o'clock p.m. First thing on the agenda is call to order and Pledge of Allegiance. May we rise? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May be seated. Roll call. Yes, we start over here on this. Okay.
Martha Paxton, Administrator Assistant.
Jorge Garcia, Interim EDC Executive Director.
Gillette Martinez.
Neto Bojano, Board Member.
President Mark Villegas.
Justin Almeida, Secretary Treasurer.
Pete Garcia, Board Member. And
Shelley Smith, Council President.
Council.
Laura.
And that is it. Okay. Ms. Marta, do we have any public comments?
No, we don't, sir.
Okay. Director's report. Go ahead, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, sir. As part of the Director's report, we have met with EDC Realtor, Ms. Lauren Ramirez, and discussed owned properties and potential acquisitions. We've coordinated with the IT department on drone flights for businesses that were not yet on the website. We're missing quite a bit. We got those taken care of already.
On the IT,
On the drone flights, is aerial footage. We got.
is that going to be of all properties or available?
We did the businesses that we were still adding. Some of the Buffalo Wings, Wings to Go, some of the dealerships were still not on the website. So we've added that to our website and
We're getting it updated.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've added the TVs mounted on the EDC lobby and the conference room to display the city businesses as well. We had a meeting with Mr. John Frankritz yesterday via Zoom, so that came in real handy having the TV available for that as well. We've added the EDC website link to the City of San Juan's website just to add exposure to our organization, which I wasn't there. We prepared and coordinated Homes to Suite ribbon cutting, which was on February 27th. It was a great turnout, great event. We met with the Finance Director, Mr. Gonzalez, and Mr. Moncayo from Luis Orozco's CBA to discuss the audit twice already.
When are they going to?
We're going to present it on the 18th, but I wanted to bring it up to the board. Maybe a couple of you and myself and Mr. Moncayo can meet before we do the actual presentation on the 18th.
On the 18th, okay.
We just need some dates and times for that.
So everything's going good with that?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make a comment about, thank you, Mr. Garcia, for the ribbon cutting that we have for the Home 2 Suites. As we know, we're expanding, we're growing. First major big hotel so it was a great turnout. Everything was organized very well, so kudos to you and your staff.
Thank you, sir.
Let you know that.
And that's it as far as the director's report.
Is there any questions, board? Comments? Okay. Discussion and possible action on the following matters. Go ahead, Mr. Garcia.
We did invite Mr. Stephen Walker, who is on the Zoom, to talk a little bit about the landscape and the entrance signage for the proposal.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Mr. Walker.
Is he ready? Mr. Walker ready?
I am ready. Yes, I am ready. I'm standing by.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir. We're ready.
Okay, great. Well, first I want to thank the EDC board for having me meet, especially in teams. Like to thank ERO and City of San Juan. What we're trying to do for the City of San Juan is kind of a unique element. It's been done in like kindness in other areas. We've seen it throughout the valley, even throughout the state of Texas. But if you're looking at my first slide, you're seeing some examples of some of the ones that have persisted over the years. And lower left side or lower right side, you'll see that we've got a sign that actually says the City of Alamo. Of course, we're in San Juan. That's what we're talking about. But the graphics I worked up for the City of Alamo is what we're trying to do. And that is a monument sign. This, of course, would be at Interstate 2 in Nebraska. It would be on the corners, the southwest corner and the northeast corner, identified because as cars come in, they approach that intersection on the Interstate Service Road. They are up close. They see it. It's just to their left, and then as you approach the intersection, it's to your left, if you're set outbound or northbound on Nebraska. So a general idea of where these monuments would actually be, as we get a little further into this, we'll give some more information about the character and what this should look like. I've given this presentation once before, but it's still relative. I know that we were up and running and some plans had been developed. So we gave the presentation. Currently, we know these intersections are under construction. Okay, I guess I'm getting some feedback, but anyway, I'll continue. But you can see where the red star is at is a general area of where it would be located. Moving on from that, the plans that we've developed, they're like 95%. We've already sent the set of plans that the city of Alamo has developed to TxDOT and received comments from TxDOT, at least on their project, and in preparation for the plans for the city of San Juan. I've included the same comment and addressed the issues that TxDOT wanted to see. So the city has
I'm sorry.
hand.
We're getting the same feedback at the same time that Alamo is getting it? Is that correct?
Well, I know that the city of Alamo has had their set of plans for several months, but I don't know what the status is. I know that they bid it out. I have not heard anything in the last 30, 45 days.
Okay.
So,
I just want to see the timeline of where we're at on that.
As far as the timeline between Alamo and the city of San Juan?
As far as with TxDOT, the San Juan, yes.
Yeah, well, nothing's been submitted to TxDOT for the city of San Juan on this final set of plans, but the city of San Juan did approach TxDOT, and TxDOT was favorable to going ahead and developing it. I actually provided services to the city of San Juan in working with EDRO and EDC. We kind of did a study to see if TxDOT would even entertain this approach. And again, the approach here that's different is that it'll actually be attached to the existing retaining wall. That retaining wall is called an MSE wall, mechanically stabilized earth. And usually these concrete panels that hold it in place are sacred. TxDOT's very conservative about what can be attached to the walls in fear that it could cause some issues with the structural integrity. But when we approached TxDOT, TxDOT was favorable to the connection types that we're working with. The city of Alamo and the city of San Juan have also had some history in working with B2Z Engineering, and they're doing the engineering and the seal for the actual connection to the MSE walls. So as for the locations, that's what we're getting at. And TxDOT's aware of the project. They're aware that they're going to be receiving a 95% set of plans for their review. And upon that, the city would have to continue to enter into an advanced funding agreement. And, there'll probably no exchange of money, but the advanced funding agreement would be an agreement that would spell out the responsibility of both parties in having the wall mounted on a state facility and the maintenance requirements that the city of San Juan would have to provide. Steve would also have to provide, access to have TxDOT review the project while it was being built.
Steve, if I may interrupt, I'm sorry, it's Mando Garza.
For the record, joining us was Vice President Mr. Mando Garza, for the record.
Steve, how long is the AFAs taking right now? Because I just executed 3 of them and it took about 6 months.
Well, this one we're trying to, TxDOT has actually seen this before. As far as an AFA, I can't really talk as far as for TxDOT side. I'm no longer with TxDOT. I'm a consultant to you. I don't talk directly to TxDOT because of that. So to answer the questions, how long would an AFA take? I would say it would be relatively short amount of time because this is a district level agreement. It doesn't have to go to Austin.
Okay.
And fast track, it'd be 2 to 3 months. 6 would be the extensive long time to get it signed off on with TxDOT. TxDOT doesn't have any funds exchanging on this. It's just an agreement. Basically, it's a landscape contract for you to be able to do a landscape project, irrigation, landscaping. It's got some curb involved in separate the mow areas from the non-mow areas, as well as the mounting of the sign. So that'd be kind of a hardscape item in this. we're of course attaching it to these MSC walls that you're sitting here. These walls are actually modular. They come down in place, and if you look at the upper right-hand corner, you'll see those tabs that hold those panels in place. And what's critical is not to drill into one of those and compromise the wall in that strap. But again, just as a quick answer, I would think 2 to 3 months would be plenty of time for TxDOT, 6 months on the outside.
Okay. And you said you're at 95%? And you said you're at 95 PSE?
I am. I submitted 95 PSE to the city back in November. It may have been as early as October. And I really didn't hear anything back from Benjamin. I didn't know what the status was on Nebraska or where you're at on funding. But I didn't really hear anything back. And so I did send another email with, asking, what the status with the city was. I even, if it stalled out, I submitted an invoice for at least 80%. And that's when it kind of fired back up, and they told me that if I could come in and do another presentation to the EDC, because there'd been some changes, I guess, with the city. And I'm not really aware of the details, but glad to jump in at any time, and continue the project.
And so, Steve, once we get to the 95 PSE, we can begin the AFA process. Would that be on us, or is that something that you're going to initiate?
Well, once you have, and you do have 95% PS&E, I do not, as a consultant to the city, TxDOT necessarily would not have me go to them and get into an agreement, because that agreement is something that the city of San Juan has to enter into. So it'd be the city manager with the city would submit the 95%, ask for TxDOT to do a review. And then once we receive that information from TxDOT, we could go ahead and get to 100% of the PS&E. And at the same time, during the review, the city could go ahead and ask TxDOT to enter into an advanced funding agreement with them.
Well,
This
Steve,
advanced funding agreement is a standard format that TxDOT has, so you would ask that for that current format, and then enter into that agreement. It takes the city council to enter into it and pass a resolution to sign an agreement and enter into it with TxDOT. And again, this would be for perpetuity,
sir.
as long as the sign and the landscape exists.
Sure. So, Steve, can we ask you to just lend a little bit of technical assistance? We have an interim city manager and an interim EDC director right now. Can we just ask that you kind of walk them through that process so that we can get it started? Because the sooner we get it started, the better.
Yeah, it would be to run a hard copy, 11 by 17, of the 95% that I've sent into the city. And again, I could resend that. And for the city to take those hard copies and send a formal letter to TxDOT, you can send it to Pete Alvarez or to Rex Cosley. He's the assistant district engineer. And ask them to have the plans reviewed and commented on. And if TxDOT is cleared, they'd be able to issue to the city an advanced funding agreement covering the project.
Okay. So, Steve, what I'm gonna ask is I'm gonna ask our interim director to send you, Mr. Garcia, send him an email with yours and Tiso's email address, and so he can send that information over to you, and then we'll work on
because
agenda item.
it's going to be needed to get out as soon as possible for the on the city side on the agenda. That we need to get that on the agenda as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Because if everything, all signs are looking for positive, and we're assuming that TxDOT's already good with this, so to say, we need to get on it as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. I had seen the email from Mr. Stephen Walker, and I think it would be a good idea to refresh the board and start moving forward. I think it would beautify the scene.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad to answer any questions or to walk them through. The one thing I can't do is just represent the city to TxDOT as a consultant. TxDOT wants to talk to, I'm a third party. The city of San Juan is a governmental agency, and that's who TxDOT responds to, not to consultants or third parties. Let me just talk about what the slide is that you're looking at. Kind of a generic sign like you see at La Quinta, but if you notice how this is backlit, the colors of this sign we struggled with a little bit. We thought maybe it would be a piece of aluminum, aircraft grade aluminum with automotive grade paints put on it, but it just wouldn't give the color in the evening or at night that you'd really want. So the idea is we shifted and we went to a plastic cover on it, a polyurethane cover that's actually backlit, and the logo of the city's it would shine through like that. It'd be very dominant. That wouldn't be an attractive nuisance, but it would be something that would be complementary to the city. Something like this sign, life expectancy is 15, 20 years from what I understand from the sign companies. I've even got in a set of plans, examples of vendors that provide this type of service for the construction of the sign. So the sign would have to be something that either the city would buy and furnish it to the contractor they hire that wins the bid, or that it would be bid out in the set of plans. I would think preferably you'd bid it out inside of the set of plans, that we'd have a competitive bid, and that contractor would be 100% responsible for the handling of it, the installation of it, and a warranty period for it. Cost-wise, I mean, this is new. We've not done one before that's complete as far as bidding it out. But as far as the cost estimate, the two signs are about $35,000 a piece. That's $70,000. If the installation is $5,000 to $10,000, it's somewhere in there. We know the landscape is going to be about $26,000 to $30,000. Irrigation around $18,000. Total cost is $120,000, and I would say that north of that it could be $150,000, and that would be for the two sides. I'm currently talking to Leon Signs. They've got several locations, and they're the ones giving me some prices and some information just on the way to go with what these would consist of. There are other signing companies. I'm not saying this is the only one, but it's the one that I've got a working relationship with. Anyway, so typically that's the cost. And again, the set of plans are 95%, so I'll be glad to help the city walk through it to get it to the next stage.
Appreciate it. Are we good?
Yes, sir. I do know that TxDOT's favorable, and early on, that's why we didn't want to rush into this with a set of plans up front. But in talking to Pete and Rex, they are open to the concept and to do a project as such.
Great news. Thank you. Thank you for the update, and we'll be contacting you very soon, Mr. Garcia and Mr. Tiso Garza. Our interns will get back as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. I'll be standing by.
Any questions, guys? We're good?
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Going on to item 2, discussing the possible action of any on sponsoring the second annual Armed Forces Festival, Alamo, Texas, May 16, 17, 2025 at the landmark at Tower Road.
Is for the Armed Forces Festival Series, the Athletic Collective LLC, Artisan Builders, the McAllen Guns and Housing Foundation, and the Landmark and Tower partner to produce the second Armed Forces Festival happening on May 16th and 17th, 2025 to honor our armed force members and first responders. They are requesting sponsorship from Juan EDC. This will be the first time that they have reached out to us. It would be a first time sponsorship. The information is attached to.
Yes, has everybody seen the flyers? Do we have any representatives from? Come on up, sir. You lower it, you state your name. Okay.
Hello, contest. So good evening. We wanted to thank the San Juan EDC for the opportunity to present our event for sponsorship. Essentially, we started it last year there in Alamo, and we've grown it into a 2-day festival this year. And as a matter of fact, our official partner hotel, we're working with some talent from up north, and our partner brewer, 12 Fox Beer Co., are actually coming down from Dripping Springs. And so we teamed up with Home 2 Suites to become our official hotel for the Armed Forces Festival. So we're already expanding from Alamo to San Juan, and we're again moving north to Dripping Springs, Houston, and the plan is Dallas. Essentially, the message that we're spreading is we want to commemorate and celebrate the service and sacrifice of our Armed Forces members and, of course, our first responders, which, of course, without their commitment, we wouldn't be able to enjoy the things that we do on a daily basis. And essentially, yes, we want to celebrate, have a day of camaraderie, car show, silent auction for McAllen Guns and Hoses Foundation, but we're incorporating other nonprofits and charities that benefit Armed Forces members and our first responders. So,
what time to start at?
So right now we're thinking of starting at 4 p.m. Okay, we're going to have a full day. We're going to have 4 live bands now. We just added the School of Rock. So the School of Rock will be opening on Saturday, and then we will have reserve play, River Rock 7, and then our headliner will be Teague Brothers up from North Texas, and that's a veteran-led band as well. So 4 p.m.
River Rock should have been the closing band.
I think my brother would agree, sir, that River Rock should be the closing. I'm in agreement too, sir.
And it's the 16th and 17th.
It's a 2-day festival, yes, correct. So on Friday, we'll be helping out 2 local charities, nonprofits, and then Saturday, we'll be helping out McAllen Guns and Hoses and Fireside Chats charity out of Dripping Springs.
Good.
I'm sorry, sir. Your name again, just for the record.
Leonel Alvarado. Any questions?
I personally think it's a great idea, and we're always here to support our armed forces and all those who served, and it's a great idea. I think the question is be at what level we can be comfortable sponsoring.
If I can make a motion to commit to sponsoring, to a gold sponsorship.
Second the motion, and we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank
Just
you.
make sure that Mr. Garcia has your contact information.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
The logo.
We'll be there.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Alvarado.
Next on the agenda, we have discussion and possible action, if any, on promotion for the South Texas Mariachi Festival. Dr. Dalia Guerra, and To Give on Friday, April 25th, Sunday, April 27th, 2005 at the Old Hidalgo Pump House.
Dr. Daniel Guerra, and To Give request sponsorship for their first annual South Texas Mariachi Festival at the Old Hidalgo Pump House, which is located at 902 South Texas Street in Hidalgo, Texas. On Friday, April 27th, 2025, sponsor will gain exposure to an engaged audience while showcasing your commitment to culture arts. They are offering various sponsorship levels with benefits, including logo placements, media mentions, and tickets to all events, including the grand sponsorship levels are with packet. And this will be a first time request of them.
Any questions? Yeah. Is there anybody here representing?
Yeah.
You want to put on for the next?
Motion to table.
You have a motion to table? Second, we're going to table it until we'll get a representative up here. Okay. We'll give it at the next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Next one's discussion and possible action. A sponsorship promotional of the PSJ All Abilities Awareness Walk 2025 on Saturday, April 26, 2025, PSJ Stadium. We have a representative.
Hello, good evening. I brought some copies of the information. Good evening, my name is Daisy Suniga. I'm one of the social workers in the special education department at PSJ ISD. I'm here to see if you can help us again this year for gold sponsorship. I know that you've helped us the past 2 years. Before it was the Autism Awareness Walk, we have changed it to the PSJ All Abilities Awareness Walk. All monies raised through this event go for scholarships for students that are serviced through the special education department that are seeking higher education. So wanted to see if you could help us again this year.
The dates were?
The dates are April 26th. It is going to be at the PSJ Stadium. It is going to be from 8 to 11. It is a free event for the community. We will be having games for the children. We're going to have free resources for parents. So we're going to have different activities. We're still working on getting agencies, but we usually have about at least 30 plus agencies that go and provide resources for families.
So you had it for artistic and now you changed it to all?
Yes, that was one of the things that was determined through our leadership, because before it was Autism Awareness Walk, but they wanted to encompass all the abilities that we work with within the special education department, which are 13, for them to qualify for special education. So now we're doing an all abilities walk. So what we do is we do have different students, different programs, create posters to learn about the different abilities of students, right? And just to create that awareness, and we really want that inclusion for the students in special education.
It's getting bigger. Getting bigger.
Yes, it is getting bigger. We are definitely getting more students qualifying for special education services in PSJ.
We've been participating for the past couple of years. So.
Correct. This is the third year I'm up here asking for a donation.
And then the scholarships are going to this kind of kids that graduate and
Yes.
help them get their higher education.
Yes. So
whatever training they can get for survival.
correct. Up to date, we've given 42 scholarships. Any student, any graduating senior within any of the schools, any of our high schools in PSJA, are able to get this scholarship. And it's not only to go to universities, it is for vocational schools. So if they want to go to UCAS or TSTC, that also qualifies them to get this money allotted to them. So the application just opened, the scholarship application just opened yesterday. So, if anybody within PSJ that wants to apply, it's going to be open for 2 weeks. And
But
we can
again,
extend it.
the scholarships are targeting kids with special needs.
Correct.
Okay.
This scholarship is specific because the PSJ Education Foundation has lots of scholarships, but we are aware that it may be harder for our students that we service in special education, to be in a competitive level for some of those scholarships. So you have to be receiving special education services to get this money.
Even to
Yes.
apply.
Correct.
And now, the only thing that I was going to ask, I know we sponsored last year, as you mentioned.
Correct.
But I believe you all are using the city logo.
Well, this is for the letter, but on the back of the shirt, I don't have a shirt of last year with me. I should have worn it.
Those are EDC.
But we do have the EDC logo.
Okay.
Because we get sponsors in the community, right? So all the sponsors that sponsor event, that are gold sponsors, their logo goes in the back of our T-shirt. So we put the 3 city logos because we partner with them to create create the event, but your logo goes on our shirt.
Well, that's what I was asking, because here's the two city logos and then the Alamo EDC.
That's a little different because we didn't get funding from Alamo last year, so that's why. But you all have been generous to give us from the city and the EDC. So,
And we kind of like to have our EDC, logos.
Right.
And that's what they put now. So
we did put the
They
EDC
did put
logo
it-
in the shirt.
our EDC logo.
Yes,
They-
and I believe
It's just on this paper that they don't have it.
correct, and that was more because of the funding with them. We didn't get the city to give us any funding.
Got it. Okay, Ms. Marta, you can make sure the logo.
Yes, I will make sure.
Thank you.
Yes, and I'll send you a copy of the back of the shirt once we get all the designs, so you could make sure that it's there before we send it to print.
I want to make a motion for the golden sponsor for $100.
It's, I'll go ahead and second that motion.
I just want to make comments, normally we like to help businesses and that's what, but right now with this, and I just wanted for the future, for other people that might say, what do you sponsor? But it's because we're going to train, or you're going to educate people that's going to help the workforce in the future for our businesses. And that's why I am in favor of this kind of sponsorships, because especially kids need all the training, all the education to be able to help us in the workforce and for them to survive. And like they say, the more training you give them, the more education, they're going to sustain themselves in the future.
Yes, and that's definitely the goal. Thank you so much.
So we had a motion, Stan. We had a motion. We had a second.
You got to vote.
And then so. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you so
I
much.
was looking at it.
We're
Martha, got that? We're good. The last. Discussion and possible action, if any, on the sponsorship promotional for the superintendent scholarship golf class on Saturday, March 29th, 2025. Everything's in March.
Yes, sir, we do have somebody here to speak on behalf.
Mr. Perez? Yes, sir.
Good evening, board members, Mr. President. I'm here. My name is Ray Perez. I work for PSAISD. I'm a history professor, and I do a lot of events for students. And one of the things we wanted to work together is a superintendent's inaugural golf tournament that basically connects us to the business community. As you said, Mr. Garcia, we want to maximize our networking with the community, and we invite our sponsors in the future to be judges for our capstones. So this gives an opportunity for different people in the community to connect to our schools. And so the golf tournament, the proceeds are basically for students to finance their education. As we all know, education is getting more and more expensive. And there's an opportunity for, we go here, we go here, we go here. At the end of the day, there's an amount that we can actually help the students with.
So basically, you're saying that this golf tournament will be to give scholarships to students?
Yes.
Or what necessary would to be?
Sir?
Or is that what the purpose is for?
Yes, and at the same time, it's a Tri-City, the relationship.
The first year that you're doing it?
Yes, it's inaugural.
Yeah, and I understand, Mr. Guajardo here, that other cities, I've noticed that they have superintendent golf tournaments.
Yes. And
All over.
it's a way to connect to your community, and at the same time, as we bring the business community to our let's say the environment, it gives us an opportunity to connect to the business community, so that one day, a lot of the students are doing capstones, and sometimes we go to the same people over and over again to come judge. This gives us a different perspective, different people coming in, and knowing and just understanding that our district offers something beautiful, that we're connecting our kids to the global world.
But this is also part of the foundation.
Yes, the proceeds will be donated to the foundation.
But this would be a separate scholarship than the other ones that.
It's going to be
lumped in.
Yes, so that it can actually reach more students. But the beauty about this particular tournament is that we're connecting to the business community, so that when our teachers are asking for judges, we will let them know, okay, so this particular entity helped us, these are our contacts. I think that that really connects us to the business world and to nonprofits. Because I know if you guys are a teacher,
I know this is going to be a big event.
and coach, yes,
We'll be
okay.
on the banner. We'll be on the banner and all
You'll
that.
be in the banner, you'll be in the hose, you'll be in the cards, and you had a 56, you win a trophy.
You know what?
A big trophy.
Yeah, we win. You have to bring both your foot wedges.
Yeah.
Yes, so there's a lot of excitement with this one, so I think that I know there will be an awesome.
I understand it's a Tri-City thing and stuff like that. Me personally, I'm in favor of this. It's something that's getting going and getting started, which means it would be on the EDC side, right? I mean, we're not going to have something like this come to the city, right?
Just EDC.
Just the EDC. Okay.
Well, we did send one out to the city, but if you, if you just want to have EDC, we'll just do EDC. It's coming from the same.
I also have a question. Ms. Martha, as far as the foundation, did we give to the foundation?
We have not received it yet.
Okay.
So
We usually do, but
Yeah, we do like around May.
August,
No.
when the year starts.
We just got to keep that in mind because we're going to give to this one serving the same purpose, money going to the same scholarship entity. Then we got to make sure that we're not double dipping.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to give to the same foundation twice to two different. Now, with that being said,
This is a golf tournament when?
March 29th.
Okay, so it's coming up.
So, that was gonna say, it's,
Well, we can see how this plays out, and that will determine what we
Por eso digo,
we can go ahead and do this now, and
keep that in.
then keep that in mind for the next year. Okay,
I'll make you guys a notation when we get.
please,
Please.
you let us know ahead of
You all
time.
gonna.
I'd like to make a, go ahead, you want to?
Make a motion to go with the silver sponsor for the 3-person registration logo and on banner.
Second. We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Yes, thank you for being our partner in education.
Thank you, Mr. Pettis.
Knows the rules.
Moving on with the consent agenda. Mr. Garcia? Nothing on consent? We're good? Okay. We're good. Now, San Juan Economic Development Corporation will convene an executive session in accordance with Texas Open Meeting Act, learning statutes and codes, annotated Government Code Chapter 551.071 and Texas Government Code 551.087, development negotiations. We'll now enter to executive session. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second at 6:37.